So real quick, this is just a couple shapes to show you the connection of this piece. I've gone and gotten some reference and off the internet trying to have you do the same. So just kind of looking at this graphic, just taking this section that shows this party hat. So I'll just draw it from scratch, but basically it's a couple of triangular shapes with some banding on it, elliptical shape to make the cone, triangular shape, so it's combination. So it's going to show a couple different ways to get at the same piece. I could draw the triangle straight. I'm just going to go into the shape tool, click on the window shade to extend the tools just so you can see them. I could use the star or the polygon. I'll go with the polygon. It has 3 pieces. The arrow keys give that a number of sides, so I'll just break it down to 3, hold the shift key down, and it already has this gradient segmented into there. And a quick way to make the bottom part curve but not necessarily in the right ellipse is just grabbing inside the pen tool. I'll window shade that too so you can see it. Tool far over to the right, the anchor point tool, and any of these sections that I grab, it'll start to bend and curve that wall. Okay, so you can kind of see how that works. So if I did that on the bottom, it would give me this panel. If I shift key it, it'll keep it out straight. So that's kind of nice. It gives me that arch already placed in there. It's not the perfect arch. I'll kind of duplicate it and show you the difference. I'll just set a shift key with the duplication over here. So if I use this tool, and again you have the keystrokes, shift C, and when the smart guides are on, it grabs me that center piece. Here it's kind of still giving me this corner on either side, so if I undo that one, grab the same point, hold the shift key down this time, and it kind of tapers it out a little bit. But it's just a slightly awkward, but as a quick variation, it's not a bad choice. I'll bring this one in. This time I'm going to take the ellipse tool, come down, just deselect everything, and I'll give myself a different fill, just a solid color here. Let's see if I can just grab the yellow in that one. So I'm just going to make an ellipse going from corner point to corner point on that triangle, just make it an elliptical shape like so. And see if not I can change it to yellow. So if I zoom into this, you can kind of see that section. If I take the selection tool and hover over, it's going to show me the anchor point, so I can drag it from that corner point of the anchor and put it right on the triangular piece. And you can see it tapers off a little bit. So it's not the perfect segment. A little different than this one, this curve, but they're both pretty good to use. And you can kind of get that approach. I'm just going to take this top one of this triangle and just do an adjusting. If I take it with a direct selection tool, I can just grab that. That's the corner piece, just shakes the triangle, and it'll let you pop it right up into place. So this is a good way, then you can connect those pieces. So that's one way to connect it. If you want it to be in the other direction, then you can just do a shape builder and pop it out that way. So now you have this shape that has that conical shape for that top piece. So you have 3 different ways to do it, different kind of perspective that'll come through it. And now for the stripes. Now you could do this a number of different ways, just kind of showing you a quick way, taking a rectangle tool, making a stripe that's pretty much larger than it definitely needs to be. I have all the gradients to choose from. You can take colors, you can kind of enhance it that way. That's one way to do it. I'm just going to option and drag it down, and then Command D to make a few stripes. And then over here, just making a selection that touches all of those pieces and grouping it together. Right click on it or Command G, or go to the file to group it together. And this gives me plenty of these stripes to work with. And I just want to curve them all at the same time, so I can just go into the section under the warp tool under envelope is stored as one direction. There's the warp section. It has all these arches to it. And this piece comes across and gives me this arch. I kind of have it set at -30, but you can see where this plays itself. And you can click inside here to roll the mouse so you can see what's happening on the screen a little easier. And if I like that, I'll go ahead and click that. Place that up at the top. If I want it to be a little more askew, you can still adjust it from here and change it, because it's going to kind of taper off onto this side if I want to curve it that direction. So that gives me the stripes. I just have to use a clipping mask to chip it right in there, and I'm going to use the exact same shape that's behind here. So I select it, just go to Edit Copy, then deselect everything, and I'm going to click right on the stripes and just go to Edit, Paste in Front. And you can use the keystrokes too at the same time. So this is just using it as a clipping path. So I use that color. I'll just click on it with the Shift key for these two items are highlighted, and just undo it so you can see it. And then Command 7 makes this clipping mask, and you have those pieces as a stripe. So there you go. You have it, a simple shape using some texture, using a little of the patterns and the gradients to make that piece go across. And you have that selection all placed in there. Not too difficult to do, but just a quick piece that you can try in creating in Illustrator.